Hello, Habits and Homeopathy for Holistic Health Group. Happy Monday. It's Ayurveda Day, one of my favorite days. So today I thought it would be good. I've talked to you guys a lot about how to take a dosha quiz. I've written it here, typed it there, whatever, mentioned it in other videos. But I thought, it might just be best if we took the quiz together. And then that way I could kind of give you real-time feedback as I'm reading the questions. So here I am, I've got my computer, I've pulled it up. I always recommend MAPI, MAPI.com, their dosha quiz, and you can just do a search for MAPI dosha quiz and it should come up. And if you ask me why MAPI, well, for one, I've taken countless dosha quizzes and I genuinely believe that this is one of the most thorough ones I've ever used. It gives you percentage breakdowns of the amount of each of those doshas for you, as well as it gives you some feedback and some automatic tips. So you're already going to get some real-time recommendations for your unique constitution. So I like that. Not to mention, it is also the entity that is affiliated with my college, the college where I'm getting my master's degree in Ayurveda. So of course I'm a little biased, but I genuinely have taken a lot of these quizzes and I really think it's good. So I'm gonna use that today. Okay, so I've done this obviously before, but we're just gonna do it again so I can talk to you guys about why am I answering it like that? What's your birthday? My gosh, I'm gonna be 40 this year, you guys. It's getting real. Stuff is getting real. Okay, let's see here. How do you identify? I am a female. Okay, all right. Okay, so the way that this one does is it breaks down questions Vata, Pitta, Kapha. So it's telling you up the top, work out your Vata. It wants to find out how Vata you are on this first round. My personality is lively and enthusiastic, and then this quiz is asking me to agree or disagree on a continuum of 6 points, okay? So I strongly agree that I am lively and enthusiastic. I am a fast learner, but also forget quickly. Yep, I am 100% Vata. My frame is long, slender, and I don't gain weight easily. I would say that that's a pretty strong agree, maybe not like a full 6 or whatever you wanna. Okay, naturally walk at a brisk pace. Yep. Okay, my moods can change quickly and I seem to get emotional more often than other people. Okay. So now I'm going to break down how we need to answer these questions, okay? So let's just say that my moods can change quickly and I seem to get emotional more often than other people. Let's say that that's true for me right now, okay? But let's say that it wasn't always true. Let's just say that this only started 2 years ago after I had my second child. For me, that's 3 years ago, but I'm just using an example. Or let's just say that in your life that you didn't used to be this emotional until you lost your dad last year or until you had some type of a significant health diagnosis, okay? If that's the case, if you can say, I was always really chipper and upbeat until blank, then I want you to answer the question based on the way you were before that event, okay? And the reason I want you to do that is because that event is what changed things for you. There was a distinct marker in your life where things shifted. So what we may be seeing now is an imbalanced version of your constitution, right? You are already imbalanced. Your dosha is out of balance. And the reason that your moods are like that is because of this event, but that's not typically you. Do you get what I'm saying? So I'll go on and see. My moods can change quickly and I seem to get emotional more often than other people. I'm gonna put myself in the middle there because I've done a lot of work, although that used to be me, right? So would I answer it as if I agree? Yes, that's my point. So that was true for me when I was younger, and it took me a long time to balance my Vata enough that I don't see as much of that in myself anymore. But this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. You want to give the longest look of your life. Like, what has been most common in your life? What have I been like most of my time on this planet? So let's keep going. Hopefully this will get a little clearer. I have the difficulty falling asleep and staying asleep all night. Yes, and that's a very Vata thing. Yes, I agree. Now, the truth is, I have done so much work that I don't have the trouble that I used to back then. In fact, I used to be an insomniac. I think I've shared that with you guys. I used to have to take prescription sleep medication, and it really didn't even help. But because of all the Ayurvedic implementation that I have done, I have really shifted myself from a horrible sleeper to a decent sleeper. But again, to get a true dosha, you really want to answer based on what you have been like most of your life. And as a kid, I was horrible. I couldn't sleep at all. Okay, I dislike cold, dry weather. I seek warmer environments. Absolutely. I love to sweat in humidity. Making decisions is hard for me. I change my mind a lot. Yeah, that's true. I tend to talk quickly and easily. Yeah, I'm prone to anxiety and I worry too much. I am prone to anxiety and I worry. I'm easily excited and stimulated by my surroundings. Yep. My hands and feet feel cold. Yep. I agree. I carry out my daily tasks quickly. Yep. I am an active creative thinker, but sometimes my mind can't settle down. Boom. My daily routine is inconsistent and I'm irregular. Yes. Now, I'm not that way anymore. I made myself stick to a schedule. That was part of balancing my Vata. But I'm going to continue to answer these questions based on the way I was before I really started taking better care of myself. I'm prone to dry, rough skin. Yep. My hair is thin and dry and prone to breakage. Yep. Yes. I have abundant of energy that comes in waves. Yep. I'm prone to bloating. Yep. Flatulence or constipation. Yes, that's a Vata thing. And last one, memorizing information and retaining it long-term is difficult for me. Retaining it long-term is fairly difficult for me because, okay, so now it's moved on to Pitta. So it's already kind of figured out that this person is extremely Vata and it's going to tell me that in a little bit. I have a sharp intellect and ambitious, passionate personality. Yep. I am hungry often. Yes. Yep. Very hot weather makes me feel drained and uncomfortable. Now, that's not necessarily true for me. Again, I have more Vata than Pitta, so we're gonna go over here to, I must eat at regular times, otherwise I become irritable and depleted. Yes. Now, again, I have gotten to a place where I can survive during a fast, but I've done a lot of work for that. I sweat easily during physical activity. Yeah. I feel driven to accomplish challenging tasks. Yep. The quality of my hair is fine and straight, blonde, reddish, premature. Yep. Yep. I am like the Vata Pitta, if you guys haven't already picked that up. I tend to be a perfectionist. I wouldn't say that. I think we're going to have to just go right down the middle here. I like to follow my own ideas and can sometimes be stubborn. Okay. I tend to run hot. I prefer cooler environments. This is a hard one because for me, I like to be like warm all day long. Like I can be warm and sweaty, I don't mind. But at night, I like to be cold and freeze. Although I easily become angry and irritable, I can also calm down again. I can quickly calm down again. Yeah. I'm a methodical, precise, and efficient worker. I think so. I'm prone to rashes, inflammation, or acne. I have freckles or a reddish undertone. So again, if you've gotten your inflammations and your acne under control, but you struggled hardcore with acne when you were a young person, you need to answer that you strongly agree with this because that's telling us what you really are, what your native dosha is. Very hot, spicy foods do not agree with me. I tend towards an acidic stomach. Not really. I like to be in control and can easily become impatient. Yeah, I have a medium-sized proportionate frame. I tend to put on muscle easily. I'm more of a Vata build. My bowel movements are regular and tend towards loose stools. So this is another one that's a great example. Our GI tract, throughout the course of our lifetime, between all the antibiotics, the steroids, and the vaccinations, and all the things, not to mention our diets, we have distorted our gut pretty early on in life. So you have to really look back at how were your bowel habits prior to all that distortion. So I'm going to say that. Okay, I have a tendency to become emotional over disagreements. Yeah, I can do that. I get sensitive. I have craved cold foods, especially ice cream and iced beverages. I don't do that. So I'm a little more Vata that way. I set high standards for myself and others. Yes. Okay, now I'm on to Kapha. Other people perceive my character as easygoing, loyal, loving, and compassionate. I would not say that people probably think I'm easygoing. I naturally walk at a slow and steady pace. No. My frame is large, bigger boned, and solid. No. I am a peaceful person and it's hard for me to lose composure. No. I may be slower to learn things. So again, when it talks about weight, if you are heavier now, but when you were a kid, you were a beanpole, and you like couldn't hardly gain weight, you need to really consider that, because you could be gaining weight now because hormones are out of balance, or your diet is out of control, or the gut issues have caused, difficulty with processing, digesting food, and you're just everything's backing up in your system and you're gaining weight. So again, look back at when it comes to your frame. And really, when it comes to your frame, don't just look at weight. Look at your wrists. If you have thin wrists and ankles, you probably have a Vata structure and you need to look more at that. But if you're bigger boned, big, like broad shouldered, large, rib cage and all that kind of, I'm talking structurally, then that is most likely you've got some Kapha, maybe more so than Vata in you, okay? So I may be slower at learning things, but I retain information long-term very well. No, I'm on the opposite. My working style is slow, methodical, and careful. Nope. I put on weight easily and find it challenging to lose it. Nope. My skin is soft, smooth, and retains moisture well. Nope, I wish it did. I have far better stamina than speed. My energy levels tend to be steady. Not steady. Okay, the following characteristics describe my hair. Thick, wavy, glossy. No, I wish. I tend to eat and drink slowly. I wish I did. Sometimes I feel lethargic and lack motivation to accomplish my daily activities. No. Cold, damp weather does not agree with me. I agree with that. I don't like cold, damp weather at all. I tend to have slow, sluggish bowel movements. No. I require at least 8 hours of sleep a night to feel my best. No. If meals are delayed or I skip one, I'm generally still comfortable. I'm prone to excess mucus and congestion in my respiratory system. No. It's easy for me to fall asleep at night and stay asleep soundly. We're just going to go down the middle there. No, you're not. That can't. Don't do that. Don't do what I just did, because again, I used to struggle with sleep. So stay true to what used to be true for you most of your life. My digestion is slow and tends to be weak. I often feel heavy after meals. No. It depends on what I eat, but okay, I'm prone to oversleeping and I frequently feel foggy when I wake up. Now, no. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. Yep, it's exactly what I thought. So it says I am a little different percentages than I normally get, but that's the thing. Questions. I haven't taken one of these quizzes in a while, but okay, so it says I'm 52% Vata, which we all know, 40% Pitta, and 8% Kapha. So I wish I had a little more Kapha in me. So again, I hope that was helpful. I know it was a little long, but I wanted to walk through it myself, so rather than try to write you a text of information about how to take one of these quizzes. Whatever it is, your energy levels, your sleep levels, your bowel movement levels, your hunger levels, whatever it's asking about, look backwards. If you answer only based on what it's been like for the last 2, 3, 4, even 5 years, and if you're older, that means you may have to look back further than 5 years, because if you've been out of balance, if your dosha has been, so if let's say I somehow pulled myself so far out of balance, I pulled my kapha out of balance, okay? It could happen because Vata is the only dosha that moves, and it can pull the other doshas out of balance. So I'm a native Vata, but I could pull those other doshas out of balance and start having more like sinus congestion and respiratory gunk and feeling sluggish and feeling lethargic and all these things. And I would get an answer if I answered like that based on the fact that I had more kapha. Then I'm striking to get to this balance. You see what I'm saying? Like, whatever your balance here is needs to be what you were born with, what you were truly given. And that's why it can be tricky. And that's why I've talked to clients that are like, well, I took my dosha quiz, I got a different answer on this time and that time. Yes, that can happen if you do not take it looking back. So maybe looking back from what do I remember being like from 5 to 15 years old before things got really out of control? Was I that lanky kid that was always running and playing and wanting to be outside? Was I that competitive kid that really wanted to play sports? Was I the creative kid that was always dancing in the, soccer field instead of trying to actually help play the sport? If you were that kid, you're a Vata most likely. If you're the kid that was serious and cried whenever you lost the soccer game, then you might be a Pitta. I'm just giving you some generals here. And if you were the kid that were like, I don't even want to get on that field, I'm going to read a book, you're probably more kapha. So again, just look back in your life and try to answer based on that. Okay, guys? I hope this was helpful. I'm sorry that was so long. Love you. Bye.